Hi, welcome to another flute review where we're going to be taking a closer look at one of the flutes from my collection. Today we're looking at a flute made by Gary Kuhl, K-U-H-L. Spirit Bird Flutes is the name that he has applied to his craft. I ordered this flute about a year ago, something like that, I think. This is made from some old growth redwood that was originally used for water towers over in the Eugene area. I believe it was Eugene area of Oregon, which is close to where Gary Kuhl resides. The wood was recovered by an arborist friend of mine, and he gave some to Gary Kuhl to make flutes, make a few flutes for him and for some of his friends and things like that. And I ordered one specifically for me, made from that wood. This happens to be in the key of G. The mouthpiece, nipple style mouthpiece, and what he calls his eagle block are made from African Blackwood. That's what he likes to use in most cases on most of his flutes. Occasionally he'll steer away from that for whatever reason, but that's what he uses most of the time. Very tight grain on that redwood. The finger holes are pretty equal in size. Uneven spacing, which is pretty normal for that design. It has a raised nest, but it also has a little step right at the true sound hole. And he has designed this specifically to try to make the airstream coming down the flue, which happens to be in the bottom of his blocks, to try to make it more in the middle, the splitting edge to be more in the middle of that airstream. He's been doing that for a long, long time. It has a slightly back sloping face on the block, and it has a very, very, very tiny wing set of a chimney. I think there may be a 1/16 of an inch deep. It almost non-existent, but they're there. Two-piece routed design. His seam is on the sides. No tuning holes. And he does most of his shaping on a router. I believe. I'm not sure. He might use a lathe, but I know he uses routers for a lot of his stuff. The mouthpiece is pretty much hand shaped on that. It's not totally even all the way around, which that's fine. A fairly small breath hole. I will put all of the dimensions down in the description box below this video for those interested, along with contact information. Gary is at the point where it's becoming more and more difficult for him to get out in the shop and work. It's not that he doesn't want to, it's just physical limitations in his abilities, things like that. So he might be nearing the end of his flute crafting days, unfortunately. Makes a great flute. Let's hear this one, dry sound sample first. Like every flute that I've tried of his, beautiful voice, what I call a very flutey sound. I found out about his flutes through two means. The image of his block, the silhouette, shall we say, of his flute, has been featured in a few places. And then I saw a video back in maybe 2009, approximately, on YouTube of Mary Youngblood playing a spirit bird flute, Alaskan yellow cedar in F sharp, that Gary had made. Found out a little bit more, and I contacted him and I ordered that, a replica of that flute, shall we say. Still own it. It's over here somewhere. Oh, right here. I've rearranged some things. And that was my first F sharp. That was my first Gary Kuhl flute, and I own 5 now. I'm the happy, proud owner of 5 of his flutes. It's going to be a sad day when Gary is no longer able to make flutes. Let's add a little reverb and delay to the mix now. Beautiful voice, beautiful sound, wonderful playability. The finger holes at the bottom set, shall we say, are a little wide for some people. I haven't had any problems, but it is a stretch. Even on a G flute, it's a little bit of a stretch. I do have an F flute, and that is a very big stretch and would be hard because it's a fairly small bore diameter on a pretty long flute. Back to this one. Almost all of his flutes, at least the more recent ones, do not have tuning holes. That F that I grabbed is an older flute of his, and that one did have tuning holes. The other ones that I have do not, at the foot end. I really like the way he's designed his sound box type area with that stepped element in his crafting to try to center that splitting edge into the airstream versus chamfering the edge of either the true sound hole or the block to try to direct the air. I like this. It's a little bit more work, and it takes a rather exacting hand to be able to do that. And he had done that, I know, on a router. Pretty amazing work, the way he has designed that element. Beautiful flutes. Spirit Bird Flutes by Gary Kuhl. Thank you for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. There's a little bell down over there that you could click on so that you could be notified the next time I post a video. It could be taking a closer look at one of the flutes from my collection. Could be taking a first look at some piece of gear or instrument that I add to my music toolbox. Could be a music video where the Native American flute takes center stage. It could be by itself, it could be with other instruments. It could be a tutorial on how to play the Native American style flute. One of the simplest instruments to start learning on in its basic scale, the pentatonic minor scale. And it can take a lifetime to master if you want to move beyond that. I'm still learning. I do have lessons for beginners and for those that are a little bit more advanced, what I call my secrets beyond the basics. I want to thank you again for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.